Alright, before I get to the video, I want to give a major shout out to everyone on YouTube. Everyone and anyone who made videos regarding the Dark Night of the Soul. Because in the beginning, I didn't know what it was. I didn't know what was going on with me. I wasn't sure what was happening. And your videos on your experiences, your knowledge, your research, it was so tremendously important to me. It really helped me to figure out what was going on. It helped me to understand how to get through the process, and it made me have something to look forward to instead of just wallowing in my dread. So to anyone and everyone in the YouTube community, thank you. Thank you so much, family. Hello. If you're watching this video, then you are either experiencing or think you may be experiencing the Dark Night of the Soul. Well, I know for me, I didn't know that. I had been a reader and a healer for many years, and I was always vibrant and vibing high and positive and loving and connecting, and then I just wasn't. And it was weird because no matter how much I tried to get out of it, I couldn't. Like, I could not get out of this funk. And me being the strong person that I am, I never was the type to think of myself as being able to fall in any form of depression. Because to me, I didn't look at as depression in a clinical way. I always looked at it in a spiritual way. So for me, that was highly unusual. But it didn't seem like depression. Just something was off. It wasn't, I don't know, it just wasn't right. So I started researching and trying to figure out why, what was going on. And that's when I stumbled into videos and articles about the Dark Night of the Soul. So I'm not going to give you the total rundown on it. There's plenty of videos on YouTube that could do that for you. Today I'm just here wanting to give it a little breakdown and share a little bit of my experience with you. So I call it the void, because that's what it feels like. It feels like you're in this void of nothingness. Absolute nothingness. It's like a total spiritual disconnection from source. There's emptiness, numbness. It feels like a separation from the divine. You feel lost, hopeless, and basically it's spiritual depression. You hear the bugs are starting up, the cicadas. You feel like you're being betrayed or forsaken by God. You feel like there's no meaning to life or existence, period. Now, unlike depression, there's no medication or therapy or practice that you can do to quote-unquote heal yourself from the Dark Night of the Soul. There's nothing that can take you out of it. There's nothing that can fix it for you except for yourself. But when you're going through the process, it doesn't seem that way, because you'll try. You'll try to do things and nothing will work at all. You feel like this deep sense of sadness, but it's a sadness like for humanity. It's a sadness to the point where you can't watch movies or the news or really anything that has to do with people being in pain or going through traumatic experiences. It's like your empathy is basically at its most heightened state it can possibly reach. You feel as if you have lost all your willpower. You have no desires no more, no interest. The things you once found pleasure in no longer affect you at all. They don't even faze you. You have no desires. You feel out of place. You feel out of time. And basically you feel completely alone. And the truth is you are. No matter how much you try to express this to family and friends, they will not understand it unless they've gone through it themselves. Because the process is a process between you and your higher self. It's you. So no one else can see it. No one else can feel it. No one else can understand it, no matter what words you try to put them in. The main questions that are going to keep popping up, and the main point that you're going to keep recycling back to is, why am I here, and what is my purpose? You begin to have the one craving that you do have, because like I mentioned earlier, you have no more desires for the things you once desired. You have nothing, you don't get joy out of any of the things that used to give you joy. But the one craving and desire and yearning that you cannot quench is going to be, what is my purpose? Why am I here? Why do I exist? And the thing is, all along, you've always known you had a purpose. You might not know what it is, or you might have thought you knew what it is, and then this happened, and you're like, well, wait a minute, I thought this was my purpose. So you may have known, like me, at one point I thought I knew. And in some sense, I did. The thing was, I didn't realize that it was possible to become enhanced even more, to expand as much as it did. And so you're probably going to find yourself, if you haven't already, shouting at the heavens and asking God, where are you? Where are you now that I need you the most? Why don't I feel you? Where did you go? You feel like you can't even feel the divine anymore. That source that you used to be able to tap into, you no longer can. And you're going to keep questioning, why? What did I do to deserve this? Why did you abandon me? Why did you forsaken me? But just know that's not the case. Even though it may feel that way, trust me, it's not the case. Really, it's a time in which you never really are separated from Source. You're forced to sit with yourself. And no outside or external events stop it. I mean, you can go to work, you can be with your children and your spouse, you can socialize, you can do all those things, but it doesn't make a difference. You can't escape it, because you are in a 24/7 state of self-awareness. You cannot run and hide from yourself. You cannot run and hide from this. It doesn't work that way. You're no longer permitted to run and hide. And you can't hide from your truth. That's the thing. You're facing yourself. You're facing your own truth. You're no longer able to distract yourself with anything. You are in a constant state of awareness, basically. And the more you try to fight it, the longer it takes. So I suggest facing it and not fighting it, not trying to run away from it, because you're just only going to prolong it if you do. I mean, if you get overwhelmed, stop. If you get tired, sleep. If you get sad, cry it out. If you get angry, let the anger wash over you. Let it finish its course. Don't try to hold or bottle any of this in. You're only prolonging the process. I forgot to mention the fact that the whole time you're going through this, it feels as if you're walking around in a fog. A fog that you can't snap out of no matter what you do. And no matter how hard you try. So that's why I said, just don't fight it. Go with it. Feel it. And just keep going. Don't stop. Just keep going. Now, I'm going to tell you. It is a truly agonizing experience. But it does end. And when you're in it, it feels like it's never going to end. It feels like this is it. This is the way it's always going to be. It is what it is, and I just got to learn to deal with it. But that's not true. Don't tell yourself that. The truth is, it's going to end. I promise you. And it's weird because I remember listening to another YouTuber who said, oh, one day you'll just wake up and it'll be over. And I was thinking, oh, no fucking way. Every morning I wake up and I feel like crap. To wake up in the morning and feel like, oh, yay, I don't see it. I swear to God, that's what happened. I woke up. It was 4:25 in the morning. I went to use the washroom, looked at the clock, and I was just wide awake. Like, just wide awake, and I couldn't go back to sleep, so I figured, screw it, go make some coffee. And I noticed the fog was gone. I noticed that I can feel my senses all back again. I noticed a big difference from all the other mornings I had woken up. And I was like, wow, they was right. It really just happens just like that. Like, you just wake up out of it. Like if you had just woken up from a dream. And it feels like waking up from a hangover. Like, you notice the difference majorly, but you're still like a little groggy, you're still a little wobbly, but you're like 75% better. 75%. So know that it does get better. It does end. It was agonizing. It was hard. I mean, it was real hard. I wouldn't wish that on anybody. But on the same token, there's something you need to understand about this. The darkness has now turned to light. And I realized, as much as when I was in it and I thought that I was separate from the divine, or that source wasn't listening to me or had abandoned me, now my realization of the divine has been transformed into a whole new level. I can't even explain it. It's like being able to have a knowing of the unknowable. These words can't even barely describe it. I don't think no words can describe it. The connection that you once had with Source, that is nothing compared to this. Before, you would have used the words and said, oh, God is in you and all around you, which is true. But after your awakening, after the dark night of the soul, it's like you can feel the divine in every cell of your body, in every sense, in every breath, in every heartbeat. It's different. It's so much more intensified. So just know you got something amazing to look forward to. And again, if you are going through the dark night of the soul, then let me applaud you. Welcome. You have chosen to come into this existence for a purpose. Okay? You have signed a soul contract with the Creator, and you have a job to do. You are special. You are a warrior. You are a teacher. You are a guide. You are a light in this darkness down here. You might not know what your purpose is. During the dark night, you will not know what your purpose is. And even once you awaken out of it, you may still not know your exact purpose, but you know it's out there waiting for you, and I promise it is. It's there waiting. It was never gone. It's there. And even if you don't know what it is, it doesn't matter, because what's going to happen is you're going to just be going and doing the things that you want to be doing, and it's going to lead you to your purpose. It's going to lead you right into it. So I know it looks bleak now, but you got this. You can do it, okay? I promise you, you can. And God knows you can. He's waiting for you. We're all waiting for you. So do what you got to do. Don't feel no rush. You know, work it the way you need to work it. Get through it. We'll be waiting for you on the other side. We're not going nowheres. Right now you can't see it, but it's waiting. Alright, I'm Rachel. Thank you for joining me in my sanctuary. Reach out and connect. Connect to others who are like you. Find your soul family. Find your soul group. And share, learn, and love. You're on your way. You're almost there. You got this.